Hi, this is Pat with Motion Archery, and today we're taking a look at the Motion Zeus brand 62-inch recurve bow. This is an entry-level bow. Be great for beginner archery, adult, or older child. So let's take a look and see what's in the box. All right, so it looks like everything is packaged within a case. Let's see what's in the case. Not a bad case. Ballistic nylon. Not a super heavy weight, but it's probably all it needs to carry a bow. We have two limbs. Have a riser. Let's see. The arrow rest. Targets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paper targets. Bow stringer. That is a sight, which I'm going to leave in the package for now. Basic manual. Arm guard. A finger tab. And these are what I would call promotional quality. They'll serve the purpose, not much more. It'll get you started. But you would probably advance to something a little better quality, maybe a little better fit. These would probably wear out fairly quick. And a bowstring. Let's see. And it is continuous loop Dacron bowstring, which is all you need for this. All right, go up, and some arrows. Let's get rid of that. These are carbon fiber. These have veins and not feathers, so these are plastic, and these are softer. This is there's a style they're doing now where the veins are softer. Sometimes you can get away with shooting them out of a traditional bow, and we'll find out when we test shoot the bow to see if these work that way. But they come with a removable point, so you could change to go to a heavier or a lighter point if you choose. I don't know what spine these are. Probably about a 500 spine. That seems to be what everybody puts with these bows. All right, let's see about putting it together. Knobs off out here so we can bolt it together. All right, so we got a hardwood riser. I'm going to guess that this is either beech or possibly ash, and this is an engineered wood. They call it diamond wood, sometimes spectra ply, but it's engineered small layers of wood glued together. Gives you the nice contrast, and the colors you see here makes for a good, sturdy, strong riser. And this limb should be the bottom limb because it's got the weight and the length. So this is a 62-inch bow, and the one that we're testing is a 30-pound bow. It's available in 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50 pounds. So it's got a pretty good range for an adult shooter or, you know, an older child. Okay, so the riser has a spot for a stabilizer right there, a bushing, and then it also has a spot for a plunger if you choose to do a plunger. It also has the spot right here for the sight, which it has. I'm not going to put it on. I've never shot a recurve bow with a sight, and I'm not starting today. So it's there. It's available. It looks like it should work, but I'm not going to put. I will put it on to check and see how it fits and make sure everything works. But I'm not going to shoot it with it. So that'll come up later. It has the arrow rest, which would go right there on that plunger hole. Let's go ahead and put that on real quick. There. Right, and the shooter. Let's get our string. So the big loop, the bigger of the two loops, to go on the top. Smaller loop on the bottom. Smaller loop will go on the string grooves. Lock them in place. And then we'll see how now on the stringer, it's just the opposite. The bigger one goes on the bottom, and the smaller one goes on the top. Make sure it gets firmly down on there so it doesn't slip off. Let's see if we can string it. All right, take a look at the fit and the finish. This has some, well, if you can see those, but it has some abrasions right there. Not sure if that'll come off or not. It really looks like it's a scratch or a scrape that's doesn't look like it's damaging the fiberglass, but it is through the finish. I don't think it has any would cause any issues with structural, but it definitely is cosmetic. I would probably send that back myself and get a different one. A little mark right there on the riser. Limbs fit good and solid. Looks like that string's upside down. And we definitely put the big loop on the top where it should be, so it looks like they've got their serving upside down. Let's string it the other way and see what happens. Yeah, definitely had the larger of the two loops on the top, but the serving is off center, so we're going to have to string it backwards. All right, and that is, I don't know if that's going to work either. The point of the serving on the string is two things. It's to protect where the string strikes your arm guard or strikes your arm. It's to protect the string from wear. It's to wear the serving and not the string. So the string, if you keep it waxed, should last a long time. You might have to reserve it. The serving might take the damage. That's kind of the whole point of the serving. The other thing is it builds it up so that your arrow nock will fit on the serving area properly. All right, which that one does. The problem is with this one, it's kind of hard to see because it's a black arrow on a black string, but that is the top of the serving right there. Okay, so obviously it's the serving's in the wrong place. If I flip it back over the way it was, then what happens is we get the serving up here, so the arrow hits where it should hit and lines up, but the serving ends here, so the serving won't hit the arm guard and you'll wear the string. So that's a negative right there. It's nothing that couldn't be fixed, but you shouldn't have to. So we'll care for that. Pulls pretty good. Let's see how the string lines up on the bow. So the string lines up the other way here so you can see it better. So the limbs are straight, the string splits, goes right down the middle of the limbs and right down the middle of the handle and hits right. So the limbs look like they're lined up really good. The string's lined up really good. We just got those couple of issues. That little mark right there, which, to be honest with you, the time you shot it 10 times, you'd probably do more damage than that. The string serving aggravates me. If you're going to go to the trouble to put a serving on there, at least put it in the right place. And then the scratches right there. Let's see if I can get it where you can see it. Oh, down here, maybe. See the scratches. I'll take some pictures and we'll put it on the website. All right, we'll test shoot that bow and see how it shoots. We'll weigh it and see how it weighs out against my scale, and I'll post all of that on the website. Okay, this is the Motion Zeus 30-pound bow, and we're going to check it on the scale and see how close it is. Put it on first. All right, so it weighs 27.7 pounds, which is not too bad. Usually it's about 10% on a draw weight. It can be 10% up, 10% down, so that's within the 10%. That's not bad. So it's technically like a 28-pound bow. Mark 30, that's acceptable. I'll weigh it at 26, 24, 22, 20, and 18. Just so we have that. I'll post that on the website. That way we'll have a comparison to the other bows that I've tested so far. Okay, so we're on the range with the Motion Zeus 62-inch recurve bow, 30-pound pull. As you can see, I've got my target flipped around backwards, so hopefully we can see the flight of the arrow a little bit against the black background. In the center of that target, there is one of these little guys, and that's a practice golf ball that I hang from a string, and I use that to help me pick a focal point down there and have something, a good point of aim to shoot at. And if we hit it, then it doesn't damage. It also doesn't damage the arrow because it's pretty soft. First, we're going to shoot the arrows that came with the bow, and this is, it doesn't specifically say, but I'm going to suspect this is probably about a 500 spine arrow. It weighs 569 grains, and the grain is a unit of measure used in shooting sports, archery, and rifle and pistol shooting. But it's just it's a weight. For point of reference, this one's 569, which is kind of heavy for a 30-pound bow. And this one has plastic vanes, and I'm concerned about how that's going to interact with the arrow rest, because when the plastic vane doesn't flex, so when it comes across, it kicks that arrow up, and it makes your trajectory of the arrow come off of the bow, not straight. So maybe it won't be so bad. We'll find out here in just a second. Let's shoot a couple. A flyer there. All right, now just for reference, I'm going to shoot a couple of these arrows. These are a little bit lighter. They're 330 grains, so it's a weight probably more suited to this 30-pound pull bow. And it also has natural feathers. And let me get a different grip on this. As you can see, the feathers flex when they go across the arrow rest. So it does deflect the arrow some, but it's very slight compared to the vanes. So let's see if it makes a difference. About the same. So this bow, as you can see, let's move this way. It actually says Pandarus Aurora on it. So what I'm learning in the world of imported bows is there's the people that manufacture it, there's the people that import it, and there's various people who actually sell it. Sometimes they don't make changes to labels or anything because it costs extra, and they're trying to keep a price point low, which I think is the case in this. So I think Pandarus is probably the importer. I'm not sure who the manufacturer is. You probably will never know. But essentially, I think we're covering two bows with one review. We're getting the Motion Zeus bow, and we're actually discussing the Pandarus bow because I can't imagine that it is any different whatsoever. I did a little research online. Everything seems the same. So this bow goes from 20 to 50-pound draw. It's available in left hand or right hand, which is a good thing. A couple of downsides that are real stumbling points for me, but I'm extremely picky, is the serving on the string. As you can see, the serving ends right there. So the serving doesn't protect the string itself from striking the arm guard, which is one of its two main functions. And then if we flip the string over, then what happens is now the serving's too low for the arrow to hit. So it's just simply in the wrong place by about 2 inches. And then the other thing, let's see if you can see the scars on the tip of it. But it's just, they look like they're scratches in the finish itself. Probably has no issue structurally. It didn't seem to affect the bow when it's shooting. But, brand new bow shouldn't have that. And it was in a plastic sleeve when I took it out. So somebody put it in a plastic sleeve with those scratches on it. Maybe that's just the way of the world and retail in general now. Bow shoots well. Got a lot of zing to it. Shoots those arrows pretty good. It actually shot the arrows that came with it okay. So you could put this one to use if you were to buy this set or the Pandarus set. You could probably go right to shooting and get the feel of it, and then maybe upgrade arrows to something different. Maybe upgrade your finger tab and your arm guard to something that you prefer. because you kind of have to start somewhere to realize what it is you like more. It's like, well, I don't like this, so maybe this is what I want. And this will probably be, well, it is a good starter bow. And I think the set that comes with it, the arrows, you could get by with them, and you could be shooting. You could receive this today and be shooting today. And I don't think you'd be horribly disappointed.